Welcome to Happy Valley, home of the Penn State Nittany Lions and one of the most passionate fan bases in all of college football. A Big Ten showdown coming, conference games where the results will stick with you for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Nittany Lions will boot it away to start the game. So the Iowa Hawkeyes offense takes the field for the first time today. And they're led out there by a man who will carry the ball plenty in this one, guys.
Well, it's real simple. He's the best player on their team. They have got to force-feed this guy the football, David.
No doubt about it. The offense goes through him. Excited to see how they've built this offense and how many different ways they can get him touches.
It's caught. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. And the Hawkeyes headed quickly to the line.
Man, and this defense is reeling already. First play of the game, and you give up an explosive play in the passing game just like that. They better collect themselves and buckle up and get ready to go.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Gives it to the back on the draw. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And as an offense, having success on a run play like that early in the game just opens up all the possibilities of your playbook moving forward. Play action, running the ball, throwing the ball, screens, anything is at your disposal at this point.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. They're trying to get to him. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. The Hawkeyes line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the punt hits ground at the 2 and goes into the end zone. He just missed, hitting them right in the shadow of the goalpost. It'll come out to the 20. So Penn State's offense has its first opportunity of the day. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys that are the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
Single back formation, and they give it to him. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. The whole Penn State legacy is built on toughness, getting it done on the ground, and they pick up a first down.
And you got to start there with the physicality, the ground game, getting that go.
Hey, ready?
The Northeast thing, right? Being tough, being physical, bringing that lunch pail.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the runner is down, and so is the flag.
Hold it, open.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Looking for a productive play on first down. Running back goes in motion. He's looking to throw. Pressure. He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Wants to fire on second down. Get it out on the screen. At the 35, he's loose. Hit the afterburners, kid. Running inside the 20. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
The Nittany Lions line it up with a 1st and goal. Barges ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Penn State! Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and running.
And the Hawkeyes want to crank the tempo.
Well, we know this offense obviously really struggled their last time out. And they knew coming into this one they would have to be better at running the football, and that just has not happened in this game. Physical enough offensively at this point.
And as a defense, you're salivating in this territory. You want to get that safety. You want to put your hands over your head, clasp them together. I got him in the end zone. Nice job by the defense being ready, rushing the quarterback, almost getting the safety.
They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. The Hawkeyes will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Running it back, it's Renfro. And he's going to take it all the way back, and it's fun to watch him run, but there's laundry on the field, and I believe this one's coming back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. He's going to pass. Unloads to the wideout. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, the QB looked like he knew where he wanted to go with that football, but give the defense credit. They were able to swat that one away.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Looking for room at the 30. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
from the gun, running back on the move. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
So close to cashing it in for this offense. He'll take it himself. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Off the play fake on first down. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. Physical matchup there. Third down coming. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
You know, I like the decision by the quarterback in terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. There was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit. The defense able to come up with a big pick.
Going up top on first down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Smith. They make the stop if this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They'll go to the ground. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Quick completion on the out. Touchdown, Penn State! And they take it in for 6 more points. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense. Fielded in the end zone, it's Penn. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Iowa has the ball back on offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now. Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Trying play action. And he is snowed under. under. Sacked at the 7.
And they get a sack there from the linebacker position. There you have it. Linebacker U. This is Penn State defense as we know it. LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, Navarro Bowman, Sean Lee.
Ball in the air, intercepted. Got some room to run. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Handoff to the lone back. Knocked off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards down to the 10. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Smith takes the handoff. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Penn State.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. And guys, they really need to make something happen on this 3rd and long. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Encroaching defense.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O. Even after that penalty, the defense can still get after them on a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt, and he'll have to curl it in from the right side. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. And the returner will be knocked down. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end. Lining up to convert third down. They want to throw it. And they fail to hook up on third down.
Really nice job by the defense. The offense has the whole playbook open to him on third and short. They try to slip in the screen. Did not fool the defense at all. Nice stop by the defense.
He only needs a sliver of daylight. What a return there. Found a little running room and put his team in great position. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll leave it with him.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. It doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down marker.
Turning to the running game on first and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Iowa has the ball back on offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
And that's a first down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. Feeling some heat. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. And the Hawkeyes want to move quickly. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. A third and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side now. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
That's a first down for the offense.
Comes out throwing on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Parker. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. On second down, wants to throw. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, one of the best atmospheres in football, and we've got a fun one from Happy Valley. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Beaver Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. And the Hawkeyes will boot it away to start the second half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Line gets set, first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He'll come out throwing on first down. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. They need something that goes forward this time on second and long from the 14. The give is to Smith. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Illegal blocking. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now on second down for this offense. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start.
False start. Offense.
Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines to stay for the play. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. He's not afraid to go deep. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, Penn State! And the punishment has been extended.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game. And defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Tennessee is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Neyland and Fulmer and Majors, this has not been a blowout today in Knoxville. They're up by 7 over Auburn. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Quickly out to the tight end. And that is good versatility there and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
They'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
First down for the offense.
The Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Gets it out fast. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa! How about that quarterback taking the shot downfield and delivering to the wide-open receiver?
I love this quarterback, Reese, because he's aggressive. He wants to take shots. He's looking for every opportunity to show off that cannon and that arm talent. He showed it to all of us right there.
On the run from inside his own 5. He's got great speed. He's on the loose. And there he goes. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Those opportunities, those returns like that can be such game changers, and everyone was right on point, and he took it to the house. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they can go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, the running back has it. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking striking missile. He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down.
Intentions.
Third down play from the gun. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. And the Hawkeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He gets a block. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing.
Going for it all. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
I don't blame the quarterback for taking that shot either, man. He's hooked up with this guy twice today for scores. Give him another try. They just couldn't get on the same page on that.
A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
Yeah, it's a really good job with the misdirection, right? Bringing somebody's one direction with so much speed, the defense reacts. Now you bring another guy the other direction. Hard to see one and then react to the other, especially with that kind of speed on the field, and that's why you had a big play.
To the ground, he's got it again. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Completes it in the middle. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stops.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
The Nittany Lions will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Penn State! And the beatdown has ensued. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the 2nd half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Buys a little extra time. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another.
And it's been a long day. I mean, there's not much to point out that this offense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
Slips through the line. He's going to get loose. He will score. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. A dynamic, explosive explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick. You can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on them. So quick, so elusive. That's such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up. All the way to the end zone and score a TD.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
He'll pull it down and run. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
They get him down after he makes the catch.
I'm just getting the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead. It's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football. They play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the fourth quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back, and they're getting after it, as you saw it on that sack there.
Bringing it back, it's Renfro. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. Now facing a 3rd and long. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On 3rd down, going up top. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there in a similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this year. They're still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the scoreboard.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen, strip the football, do something.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. 3rd and short from the 22. Is the field goal unit getting ready, or is this already 4-down territory? They'll try to pick it up on the ground. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chain.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some first downs. Salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State! And the stomping has commenced. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
Man, you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Iowa has the ball back on offense. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week, for the rest of this season, so we don't let one bad game turn into 2.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
Coming after it. He'll pull it down. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Line is set on 3rd down. To the air, it's Brock. Throwing right. And he intercepts it. And he goes to the ground, and that's how this game is going to end. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think